Hi Libra, welcome to January and Happy New Year. This is Teresa from Tarot by T. And so before I start your reading, let's go over the astrology. January 6th, we're having a full moon in Cancer. And then we have, on January 12th, Mars moves direct in Gemini. January 18th, Mercury is going direct in Capricorn. January 21st, we have a new moon in Aquarius, and that's favorable to your sign. And then on January 22nd, Uranus moves direct in Taurus. So we have a lot of planets coming back online this month. So things that have been stagnating, it's time to we'll start moving forward. But let's see what's going on with Libra in terms of love, relationship, and anything else important this month. What does Libra need to know about love and relationships for January 2023? What does Libra need to know about January 2023? What is coming up for Libra? What is coming up for Libra, January 2023? The Empress. The Two of Swords, the Page of Wands, the Lovers, the Knight of Pentacles, the Five of Swords, the Nine of Cups, the Eight of Cups, the Death card, and the King of Pentacles. And the card at the bottom of the deck is the Four of Pentacles. Okay, so you're starting the month out with this Empress energy, which is, it's great for home, family, abundance, a creativity, possibly love. I think love is on the agenda, but you're experiencing, like the Empress is kind of like the abundance or the reward or the harvest of all the work you've been doing. You may have, I feel like you might be having to make some choices this month in terms of partnership. For some of you, you could be choosing between two people, which is the better fit. Some might be leaving a toxic situation, moving on to something better, more fulfilling. You have this Two of Swords. I'll get into the cards here. The Two of Swords energy is someone who's on the fence. And so you're trying to make a decision, but you're not sure what the future is going to hold. So you're kind of like deciding not to decide right now. You start the month off with indecision and possibly mental conflict, because the swords energy are of the mind, your thoughts. If you've had a separation from someone, you might be waiting for them to reach out. This is a situation where two people each person is like a standoff. You're waiting for the other person to reach out to you. They're waiting for you to reach out to them. So nobody's reaching out to anybody. Somebody's got to break the ice. So in the past, you have the Page of Wands. So you received good news or messages in the past from the person you're interested in. But I feel like things are not moving. Because someone can't make a decision. You have the potential, though, with the Lovers, to connect with someone on a deep level. The Lovers is a strong, soulmate connection that it could even be someone you already know from the past, but there's always a situation of choice with the Lovers. So it could be a situation of choosing between two people, like I said, or choosing, do I stay, do I go? Do I stay in this, like if you're in a committed partnership, should I take it out? Should I work it out? Or do I need to cut my losses and move on? Or it could just be, if it's somebody new that you have your eye on, should I approach this person or not? Should I take a chance? In some cases with the Lovers, the decision you make will be final. So if you decide to leave a partnership, you may it's going to be, that's your decision. You're not going to be able to go back to that decision. So you have to really know what you want this month. What do I really want? And who do I really want? Because you can get it. You have this Empress energy. You're living in abundance. The Empress is an abundant energy. It's someone who's very nurturing, who cares about home and family. You have a lot of people, you have like abundance around you. I feel like you're doing okay financially. I'm not seeing financial problems. It's more about having to make a decision on where to focus your energy and who to focus your energy on. Since you have this Page of Wands, there could be a child involved in your decision making, because sometimes pages can represent children. If it represents a new relationship, it could be someone who's really outgoing and fun. Page of Wands is fire energy, but possibly maybe a little immature. So you could have been dealing with someone like that. And again, the page could just mean good news. Like maybe you hear from someone you haven't talked to in a while. But I feel like this already happened. So you may have connected with someone and had a good experience, but now everything's like in a standoff position. And somebody has to make a decision on whether to go forward or not. With the Four of Pentacles here, you might have been focusing on money and security, job, career things. But coming into the future, I feel like you're going to be having an opportunity to connect with someone very stable, possibly an earth sign. The Four of Pentacles is saying don't try to control things, kind of go with the flow. Don't be too controlling, or don't try to figure out how things are going to work. Don't overthink things. But coming up in the future, you have this Knight of Pentacles, and then the King as the outcome. So I feel like a relationship could start as the Knight energy, and then develop into the King energy. So it could start out where you're taking things one day at a time. You're not really looking for commitment just yet. You're just kind of enjoying the moment, And I feel like, now you have this Five of Swords energy. So you could be dealing with someone's hostility, or you could be existing in an environment that you need to walk away from. Because the toxic, Five of Swords can be toxic. So for some of you who are in a relationship thinking, maybe I need to move on to something else, you may be deciding to cut your losses and move on. Or it could be an ex that you're still dealing with that's toxic. And, you have to realize with the Five of Swords, you can't change this person. They are who they are, Maybe they're even, with the Four of Pentacles, you could have been dealing with someone who was very controlling. So you have to realize, like, I have to accept this person for who they are, the good and the bad, the flaws and the wonderful things. And if I can do that, you can make it work. But if you can't deal with the negative, then you have to know that it's not going to change, and you need to cut your losses and move on. So it could be that you're dealing with someone's hostility because you ended one relationship and now you're in a new relationship, and the ex is being difficult. That's a possibility. But in any case, you're at this like crossroads, I feel, where you have to make a decision. And I feel like the decision it's going to be to move on. You have the Nine of Cups energy here. This is a card of wish fulfillment. This is a yes to your question. So if you're looking for love this month, it's on. It's possible. The Nine of Cups it says you can get what you want. But it's in your negative thinking sector, so you're thinking negatively about this for some reason. Like, I don't know if I can do it. I don't know if this person's interested, or I don't know if I should reach out. You're kind of like on the fence. You have to so you have to stop overthinking. Just take action. Make a decision. If it doesn't work out, make another decision. It's not life and death. Try something. See how it goes. See where it goes. In your environment, you have the Eight of Cups. So it's possible that you're feeling, this was once good. The situation I'm in, it was once good, but now it's no longer fulfilling. Maybe I need to move on to something else. So I feel like the energy of walking away from something and walking towards something more fulfilling, something that's going to bring more joy into your life. You also have the Death card here. And when the Nine of Cups comes out in the reading, it usually gets fulfilled through the major arcana. So you have the Lovers, the Empress, and the Death. The Death card, it doesn't mean death, physical death. What it means is things are changing, and you have to accept those changes. You know, your old way of life, an old cycle has ended, and maybe you're still holding on to the old cycle or an old person, a person from the past, or a relationship from the past. And you haven't really been ready to let go of it. You haven't really been ready to release it, but you know it's time. Like, it's almost like you know it's time, but you're still holding on. And the Death is about, realizing, okay, this cycle of my life has ended. I'm in a new, I need to clear out the past, bless the past for everything I've learned, everything I've experienced, everything I've, it was a wonderful time at one time, especially because with the Eight of Cups, if a relationship has ended, you have to say, okay, yeah, we had some good years together and we had some fun together, but now it's time for me to move on. It's time for me to let the past, put the past to bed, more or less, and clear out the past so that you can make room for new energy coming in. Because the Death is about, it's like winter going to spring. You have to clear the deadwood, clear out the past. Because if you don't clear out the past, there's no room for anyone to come into your life. There's no room for anything new to start because you're still focused on the past. So you have to bless it. If you look at this card, here's this person. Look, he's at a grave and he's leaving roses on the grave. It's like you have to accept, okay, something has died. Something has ended. Something that I loved is no longer in my life. Someone that I loved. That part of my life is over. I have to move on. If I want to have happiness and love in the future, I need to release the past. So this is what you might be thinking about this month. How do I move on? What do I need to move on? How do I release the past? It doesn't mean that you're dishonoring the past. You're just saying, okay, that stage, that cycle is over. I'm ready for the next cycle. And you have the King of Pentacles here as an outcome. So there is, I think, a person that's waiting in the wings, or there's a potential relationship in the future if you've ended a relationship for whatever reason. And once you're ready to make a decision and move forward, you could have something really beautiful. You have the Nine of Cups here, very sensual card, so there could be chemistry. The Lovers, compatibility, someone that can really have a strong influence in your life. And then there's the Empress, which is having that sense of home, family, abundance. I feel like this person, because the King of Pentacles and all Pentacle cards, they're about financial security, emotional security. They're very reliable. Unlike some of the other cards, which have more exciting energy, but they're not always reliable. They're a little more unstable. This person cares about home and family, cares about providing for the people that they love. They may not be the most exciting person or sign, but they are the one that you can count on. They're the ones that can go to the distance in a relationship. They will be there. They will have your back. So you might be breaking away from someone that's caused you a lot of grief, if it's a current relationship, where things have been really hostile, or you're dealing with someone's hostility. You're moving away from that energy and you're moving toward abundance. And you're moving towards someone that can give you the love that you want, the security, the home and family, the stability, the financial support. So that's on offer this month. So don't be afraid to break away from a relationship that's not giving you what you want and move towards something more stable and more fulfilling. So let's see what the cups, the cups, listening, the angels have to say for Libra. What's going on? What message does Libra need to hear from the angel cards? Positive change. Okay. Dare to be different. When you are criticized, remember that you will never please everyone. Many brilliant and gifted individuals were not fully appreciated or understood in their own lifetime, yet it is often they who have sown the seeds of change. So you are on the edge of a brighter time. You just have to make that choice, make that decision to move out of something that's not fulfilling and move towards something that is. So let's see what the astrology has to say for you. So Libra, you have a full moon in your 10th house. That's the house of career, life direction. And so the moon is in the 10th, and the sun, Mercury, and Pluto are in the 4th. So your home life is going through some major changes. You've been going through that because Pluto's been in your 4th house since 2008. So your home life has changed a lot. You might have either moved or did some restructuring, breaking down, rebuilding around the home. People coming in and out of your life. Your life has been, your relationship with family has transformed in a deep level. But the sun is conjunct Mercury at this full moon. So that means you're thinking, you're realizing certain things. Mercury rules thoughts, ideas, communication. So you're seeing certain truths about your career, your family. Maybe you need to have more work-life balance. You're realizing that. You could hear from someone, because Mercury can sometimes mean messages, especially because this month, most of the month, Mercury will be retrograde. So you might be reconnecting with people from the past. And maybe you need to have communication. You may need to communicate with them. Have some type of closure. Uranus is favorable. The moon and the sun are favorably aspecting Uranus in the North Node in your 8th house. So your financial situation has been in flux too. Possibly a partner's income. If you're in a marriage, there could be like money coming in unexpectedly or sudden changes in your partner's income. Uranus can also bring inheritance, financial wins, some things to do with like insurance payout, taxes, paying out debts. Maybe you're concerned with paying your debts. But because Uranus is in a trine and sextile aspect, that's positive. So there could be some unexpected developments at this full moon where you see certain truths. You're completing a cycle at the full moon. You're seeing the truth about something. And the moon in Cancer, it could be very emotional. Maybe you're realizing, what you need from your family to feel nurtured. Maybe there's certain things that need to have closure. Maybe you've been too focused. Maybe your family, because you have all that Capricorn energy in the 4th house. And that's about like work and commitment. And maybe you need to have some balance between your needs and the other person's needs and your home. Maybe your family has been very demanding and you feel like you have no time for you and what you need. So you're coming to that kind of realization at this full moon. Things are being revealed. You have Venus in your 5th house with Saturn. So Saturn has been like, you could connect with someone. And actually next, at the new moon, Venus will conjunct Saturn. Right now, she's just entered into Aquarius in the 5th house. So that's the house of love, romance, children. So there could be a new romance. If you're not dating and you're looking for love, if you're not with anyone and you're looking for love, Venus in the 5th could bring romance into your life. And she's also trining Mars. Mars is in the 9th house. So you could be connecting with someone through travel, through higher education. You may be meeting someone that's very different from you culturally. Like you might have different belief systems, or you might have been raised in different cultures. And they can expand your world in some way. And Jupiter just moved into Aries. And Mars is sextile Aries, and Venus, let's see, what's Venus doing? She's sextile Jupiter. So Jupiter in the 7th house is very lucky if you're looking for love and a committed partnership. If you're looking for someone that you could really have a really good relationship with, Jupiter in the 7th is bringing you, wherever Jupiter shows up, it brings luck and abundance. So now is the perfect time to connect with someone. You had Jupiter was in Aries over the summer, like around June, May, June, July. So you had a little preview, and now Jupiter, and it slipped back into Pisces. Now it's back into Aries. It's time for taking action. So if there's a stalemate in a relationship, it's time to take action and to go after what you want. And Jupiter can bring it to you. And if you do connect with someone new at this time, it will bring a partner who is very positive, very optimistic, someone who is financially stable. So it could bring a wealthy partner into your life. And you have Chiron there. Maybe you have, and I feel like this relationship could have a healing aspect on your life. So if you've been through a difficult time because the relationship ended, this new partnership could bring hope and positive energy back into your life. So if you're looking for love, get out there, take action. The astrological weather is really favorable for forming a strong partnership. So Mercury goes direct, Mars goes direct on the 12th, and then Mercury goes direct on the 18th. So if something was kind of stagnating with home and family, when Mercury goes direct, that will things will start to move. If something having to do with long distance travel, higher education, teaching, learning, even communication, Mars going direct, you'll feel a renewed energy and a renewed drive. Maybe you felt like, I don't have the energy. When Mars is retrograde, people, you don't have the energy to take action. You kind of stagnate. But now when Mars goes direct, it brings, things start to shift. So you get out of that stuck energy. And then we have a new moon in Aquarius, and that's happening in your 5th house of romance. So, and it's also, this new moon is conjunct Pluto. So it's going to transform your life and possibly even your home. You could meet someone that brings, that has a very powerful effect on you. Like a new romance. It could be a child even, because the 5th house is children. If you're looking to have children, you could have a child that changes your life in a dramatic way. It's a new beginning. New moons are times for new beginning. Venus and Saturn are in the 5th house. They're coming together. So if you're connecting with someone around this new moon at the end of January, it could be something that lasts. You could be connecting with someone where there's an age difference because Saturn is there. Someone who's more mature, who might have Saturn in their chart. So Capricorn, or they could have either Sun, Moon, or Rising, or Saturn in the 1st house. But whatever it is, it's bringing stability. Saturn brings stability. You just have to be willing to commit, be willing to do the work. I mean, if you've been dealing with people that have been non-committal, or, I just can't meet anyone that wants to get serious, this relationship can get serious. When you start something under the influence of Saturn, it's going to last a long time. So it could last a long time. Mercury's in your 4th house. It's trining Uranus in the 8th house. So the houses that are really affected at this new moon are 5th and 4th. Mars is still in the 9th. It's sextile Jupiter, and you have Jupiter in the 7th. I'd be really surprised if you don't start a relationship this month, especially after this new moon, because the time is ripe for it. Now, astrology is not predestination. So it's not going to, if you sit on your couch and do nothing, nothing's going to happen. But if you want to make something happen, the astrology is supporting that. It's supporting romance, new beginnings, relationships. So you're not going to just hook up with just anybody. You're going to hook up with someone that can have a positive influence in your life. And when Uranus goes direct, right after this new moon, where is Uranus in your chart right now? In the 8th house. So that's going to free you from... The 8th house has to do with a lot. It's a very complicated house. Because on the mundane level, it's your partner's income, it's death, taxes, inheritance. But it's also you're like dealing with your shadow and your fears. So if you've been afraid of intimacy or afraid of connecting with someone, this new person could be very like a free spirit energy that helps you to overcome and break free from those fears, break free from the things that are holding you back from having a relationship. So I think love is on this month. I definitely do. I think you could really connect with someone solid and steady. if you're not already in a relationship, if you're looking for love. And you have an opportunity for a new beginning. So take those chances. Get off the fence and take action. It will work out fine. And you'll be living in this Empress energy and this Nine of Cups energy and this Lover's energy. And your life is going to change. You're coming out of a dark time, moving into a new cycle. So that's my forecast, Libra, for this month. If you like the reading, leave a comment. Click on the like button. Click on the subscribe button. If you'd like to have a private reading, click on the link in the description box. It'll take you to my website and we can get you scheduled. In the meantime, thank you for supporting this channel. If you're new, welcome. I hope you're enjoying the videos. Have a wonderful January. Happy New Year. And I'll talk to you again next month. Okay, bye now.